When we press a key on the keyboard, there are three different events that are triggered within Visual Basic. The first one is a key down. That key down has a parameter of E as key event args in the event handler signature. That value of E has several properties that we can tap into. There is the e.KeyValue and e.KeyCode. And both of those, in this case, if we pressed an A, we return a value of 65. Remember, that was the ASCII value of a capital A. In this case, it doesn't matter if it's capital A or lowercase a. The key itself has a key value or key code of 65. However, there are also some Boolean properties with E of e.alt, e.control, and e.shift that will tell us true or false if those keys are also being pressed down at the same time. So if it was a capital A, we'd get a key code of 65 and an e.shift of true. Following the key down event, there's also a KeyPress event. You might think of the key as heading down. The key now has bottomed out. And here we have E as KeyPress event args as a parameter in our code signature for the key event. And it has a property of e.KeyChar. That is the alphanumeric value of the key. So in this case, a lowercase a. And then there's the KeyUp event, where the key has come back up, and now we have again E as key event args with e.KeyValue or e.KeyCode. Alt, Control, and Shift Boolean properties as well, and we get the same value in this case as we do in the key down of a 65. Let me show you a little program that I wrote to demonstrate this. I created a program that captures the key events for the form. I have a text box over on the right-hand side, but I've set it to read only, so it can't get the focus. The clear button can get the focus, but doesn't handle key events. But here's the trick. If you want to handle key events with your form, is set the key preview property of the form to true. Now watch what happens when I press just the A on the keyboard. So I'm told that I get a key down with a key value of 65 and a key code of 65. The Alt key is false, the Control key is false, the Shift is false. Then I get a key press with a KeyChar of A, and then a key up, key value 65, key code 65, Alt, Control, and Shift are all false. If I hold down the Shift key and press the letter A, I'm getting a key down key value of 16. That's the Shift key, and it shows the Shift key is true. Then the key down, key value 65, that's the A key. Notice the Shift key is true there, and now the key press char is an uppercase A. Key up, key value again 65, false for Alt, false for Control, but true for the Shift key. And then finally, I have the key up on the Shift key, again, which is the key code is 16. Now notice the Shift key does not produce a key press. It does not produce a printable character in and of itself. I'm going to clear this. If I press the 1 key, I'm getting a key value of 49, key press of 1, and a key value for key up of 49. What if I do a Shift Control Alt X? I'm getting a 17, a 16, and 18. Those are the Control, Shift, and Alt keys. Then I'm getting the X key, which is a value of 88. It did not produce a key press because it's not a printable character, Control Shift Alt X. And then again, you're seeing those keys get turned off as far as the Shift key, the Alt key, and the Control key. Again, the sequence is key down, key press, key up. Let's take a look how we can use this in a program. To demonstrate handling the key down event, I've created a Visual Basic application in Visual Studio called Key Event Calculator. The user will enter two numbers in a text box named txtnum and txtnum2. They will then press a key on the keyboard, actually a combination of keys, Alt-A for addition, Alt-S for subtraction, Alt-M for multiplication, Alt-D for division. And as you may have guessed, we're going to perform those operations based on the key press. When we press that key, it will place the operator in this label called LBL op, and then display the answer in LBL output label. I coded the key events for the form On the form, I set the key preview property to true, so it can accept the key event. Let's take a look at the code for handling that key event, which I set as setOp. I have an event handler called setOp, which has a key event args parameter of E, as well as sender as object, and it handles the my base, that's going to be my form.KeyDown. So first of all, I want to make sure they press the Alt key. So if E.alt equals false, in other words, the Alt key is not pressed, we're getting that Alt property from our event args, we're going to exit the subprocedure, not do anything else. Otherwise, we'll get the two numbers, txt num1, txt num2, and place those in variables called A and B. And then my select case determining which operation to do. So if they had pressed Alt with the A key, that'll be a case 65. Remember, we're capturing the key value here. Select case E.KeyValue. So the A is case 65. We'll do addition. So we'll put the plus sign in the lblop.text label. And the output is going to be an interpolated string, the $ of equals, and I'm going A plus B, and I'm showing 2 decimals. Case 83 is the S for subtraction. You can put a minus sign, do the subtraction operation to 2 decimals. Case 77 is the M, that's our multiplication. I'll use an X because that's what our end user probably is expecting rather than an asterisk for the operator. And then A times B with an equal sign being shown in LBL output to 2 decimal places. And then finally the division, case 68 is the D. We'll do a slash for our operator, and then A divided by B to 2 decimals. Let's watch this run. So I have a default value of 23 and 5. If I press an Alt-A, I get those two added together for 28. Alt-S gives me 18, so 5 from 23. Alt-M does the multiplication. 23 times 5 is 115. Alt-D for division gives me 23 divided by 5 equals 4.6. Even though this text box has the focus, the Alt key with an A, S, M, or D is not a printable character, so it passes that key down up in the hierarchy to the form. So notice my cursor is flashing in next to the 23. If I do an Alt-A for addition, it goes ahead and does the operation even though the focus is in that text box. Let's change these values a little bit. We do 12.75 and 4.3. We'll do 4.33. And now if I do a Alt-A for addition, I'm getting 17.08. Alt-S for subtraction, 8.42. Alt-M for multiplication, and Alt-D for division. And 2.94 seems like a reasonable solution. I probably want to verify those with the calculator, make sure everything's working. That is an example of handling a key event, in this case the key down, to perform some type of process. If you just jumped into this video, you can see all the videos from the Programming Practicum playlist by clicking on the image in the lower right. And if you'd like to be alerted to future videos I create, you can click my picture in the top right to subscribe to the channel.